It would be a mistake to discount the significance of the succulent you have displayed in your living room. We think that one of the things that makes living with indoor plants so satisfying is the fact that they have such simple needs, and we also think that a simple cactus in a pot can bring just as much joy as a greenhouse full of fussy tropical plants. In the end, theirs is a guide for those people who have never even considered the possibility of acquiring a green thumb until this exact moment. In their article, the authors say, it's likely that your indoor greenery may find you when you are least prepared, delivered as gifts, or possibly grabbing your eye while you're wandering through a local market. It is crucial to learn how to care for succulents, whether you have a jade plant that was given to you as a gift or an echeveria that you purchased at the store. Continue reading to learn how to take care of your plants so that they thrive and remain healthy. 1. Ensure that your cacti and other succulents get sufficient light. Depending on the species of succulent, they require approximately 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Succulents adore the sunshine. Succulents that have recently been planted are more susceptible to being scorched by direct sunlight. Because of this, you may need to gradually expose them to full sun exposure or give shade with a sheer curtain. 2. Rotate succulents frequently. Succulents thrive in full sunlight, but if you leave yours in the same position day in and day out, it's probable that only one side of the plant is getting enough light. Both Langton and Ray recommend rotating the plant frequently. Succulents have a tendency to lean in the direction of the sun, therefore, rotating them will help them stand up straight. Their leaning could also be an indication that they need to move to a more sunny location. 3. Adapt your watering methods to the season. Succulents, like the humans, have a greater requirement for energy during times of rapid growth. As opposed to when they are dormant in the fall and winter, when the plants are actively growing and consuming a significant amount of water throughout the spring and summer months. Both Langton and Ray advise testing the soil with your finger. If the top 1.25 inches are dry, you should have your watering can ready. Your succulent may perish if you overwater it, so be careful to allow the soil to become completely dry in between waterings. 4. Saturate the ground with water directly. When you water your succulents, wet the soil to the point where water is running out of the drainage holes in the container. Use a lesser amount of water if your container does not have any drainage holes. When watering your succulents, avoid using a spray bottle because the fine mist can lead to brittle roots and moldy foliage. You may also set pots in a pan of water and let the water to absorb through the drainage hole in the pot by placing the pots in the pan. After the top layer of the soil has absorbed water, remove it from the pan. 5. Make sure your cacti are always clean. According to what Langton and Ray have written, eventually, the leaves and stems of your houseplants will become covered in dust, which may stunt their growth. Remove any dirt and debris from the leaves and spines by carefully using a moist cloth. Use a soft paintbrush to get it hard to reach spots. 6. Opt for a container that has holes for drainage. Because succulents don't like to sit in damp soil, proper drainage is essential to preventing rot and keeping them healthy. Your container needs to have a hole in it for drainage so that any surplus water can escape. The use of terracotta pots is highly recommended for novice gardeners. 7. Ensure that your succulents are planted in proper soil. Regular potting soil or the earth you dug up from your yard won't work for succulents since they require a soil that drains well. Pick up some cactus soil or make your own by mixing potting soil with sand, pumice, or perlite. Because succulent roots are so delicate, repotting them requires extreme care and attention to detail. 8. Get rid of the pests. Although growing succulents inside shouldn't present a problem with pests, you may on occasion have to deal with insects. Succulents that are grown in soil that is too damp and does not have adequate drainage are known to attract gnats. Gnats like succulents that are grown in these conditions. Spraying the soil with isopropyl alcohol at a concentration of 70% will eliminate any eggs and larvae that may be present. Another insect that owners of succulents have to contend with is the mealybug. Mealybugs are typically brought about as a result of overwatering and over-fertilizing plants. Isopropyl alcohol diluted to 70% should be sprayed on sick plants after they have been moved away from other succulents. 9. Provide succulents with fertilizer during the summer. Succulents don't require a lot of fertilizer, but throughout the spring and summer when they are actively growing, you should give them some small feedings. It is important not to over-fertilize your succulent, since doing so can lead it to grow too quickly and become unhealthy.